this is something I did not see myself talking about, but the Utah Jazz have signed free agents. Yes, exactly what I said. The Utah Jazz have signed free agents. I'm just going to be quiet for a sec to let that sink in. Okay, but for real, this is such a big deal for the Utah Jazz and so great for Ryan Smith, a new owner, trying to prove to this city and prove to this team and prove to the rest of this organization that they are serious about wanting a championship and going all in, which Utah has never really been about being all in on a championship. They've been fine with being all right, keeping their money, not spending a lot, but this is a new Jazz ownership, and they're being aggressive in this free agency. And if you're a Utah fan, you have to love the way everything's panned out so far. Yes, the luxury tax we are over the luxury tax limit. I think it's around 8 to 9 million. So if the roster continues to be the same and we have to pay that, we're looking at 11 to 12 million in fines or in paying for the luxury tax. Um, but let's talk about these free agents, though. Um, First one, Rudy Gay. This is just a phenomenal ad by the Utah Jazz. As not only did they get him for the mid-level exception, which is great for the Utah Jazz considering their money situation, but Rudy Gay is going to be great for the Utah Jazz. Gives them versatility in three different positions. I believe he can play three different positions: small forward, power forward, which he's most comfortable with, and he could also give you some small ball center if you wanted to, which the Jazz couldn't do last playoffs against the Clippers, and look what happened. They got Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year, literally got played off the floor. That's just not the way. We literally couldn't run a small ball lineup. So the fact that we're adding Rudy Gay gives us so many options, and by options I mean he could give a small ball. I think he could have a situation where he is starting in the lineup and Royce O'Neal is coming off the bench. Yes, Royce is a great defender, but Rudy Gay gives that starting lineup more size and more versatility and more shooting. But there's also the fact that the Utah Jazz don't have their PJ Tucker, they don't have their Drew Holiday, they don't have their defender right now. Royce O'Neal, good defender. Um, it's just his size sometimes can be a bit troubling um, with larger forwards like we saw with Kawhi. Kawhi made Royce look like a baby some of the time, but Royce is still a great defender. I just think Rudy Gay in the starting lineup would be an interesting sight to see because he could play some decent defense, but um, obviously gives them a lot of versatility and shooting in that starting lineup, up and down. Um, and also the fact if he comes off the bench, that's great for the Utah Jazz. Whatever scenario you put this in, it's great for the Utah Jazz. You have someone who could play small ball for you, which you haven't had. You can have someone who could come off the bench, and besides Clarkson, could give you meaningful minutes and meaningful scoring. Um, Plus, if Mike Conley, we're probably all Utah fans are assuming Mike Conley's going to have some injury bug pop up somewhere. So if Mike Conley's not in that starting lineup and Joe Ingles is that starting lineup, having Rudy Gay off that bench is phenomenal for the Jazz. That gives them the same amount of scoring as they probably would with Conley in the lineup. I know it's not the same, but you know what I mean. Rudy Gay can score the ball if he gets the opportunity. And this is a great ad by the Utah Jazz. And one thing to be excited for is that he wanted to come to Utah. He had so many different suitors and so many other teams wanting him, but he chose Utah. And if you're a Utah fan, that has to be the heartfelt thing that you have to think because no one ever wants to come to Utah. Everybody knows Utah's not a free agency place, not place that signs a lot of free agents. The Jazz aren't known for signing free agents, but the fact that we signed free agents plus that they wanted to come to Utah is showing how this Jazz organization is changing and is going all in about being in a championship, which they have never really been all in about a championship. So it's great if you're a Jazz fan because this new ownership and Ryan Smith did something right in bringing in Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade being the main reason why Rudy Gay and Hassan Whiteside came to Utah. There's actually two main reasons from what